Hi, I'm Donna from The Masquerade, and today I'm going to make masks. They're easy to put on and they're comfortable. They're 2 layers of 100% cotton. You can do them reversible. You can do them the same color. You can just do plain white. It doesn't really matter. They're not completely protective, but they're going to help you. They're better than nothing. So I'll read you a little bit at the end of this video on what I heard and how effective they really are. But to get started, we're going to cut some rectangles. I'm just stacking my fabric and cutting them out. Takes about 5 minutes to cut out a couple dozen. Really easy. Well, the adult ones use two rectangles that are 6 by 9. You can do 2 different colors. You can do the same color, right sides together. Kids ones rectangles are 5 by 7.5. You also need 2 pieces of elastic. I'm using a 1/4 inch flat elastic here, and it's 7 inches long. So I need 2 pieces for each mask. Adults and kids use the same size elastic. So I'm going to stack cut a bunch of these masks. You can see I have fabric that's all different shapes and sizes here. And I only need a 6 by 9 inch piece for an adult mask. So I'm just going to stack them all to the one corner and the one edge. And I'm going to trim them around my 6-inch ruler to get my 6 by 9 inch pieces. The kid masks are 7.5 by 5. I have a few kid prints here. I'm just going to cut a 5-inch strip with the fabric and see how many 7.5 pieces I can get off of each one. Now to get started, I only need 2 of these elastics per mask. And what's going to happen is that the elastic will get put into the mask on the short side from corner to corner, and then again from corner to corner. So I'm just going to start by putting one end diagonally, right sides together with my fabric. I have a yellow layer and a printed layer, and I'm just going to put that right in there in the corner and stick a pin in it to hold it in place. And then I'm going to make sure that it's not twisted when it comes over to the other corner. And again, I'm just going to hold it in place with a pin. And I'll do that on the other side as well. So I just want to start on the long side and do a couple back tacks with a regular size stitch. And it's about a 1/4 inch seam. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to take the pin out as I get to the corner, but I want to hold that in place. And I'm going to back tack a little bit to keep the elastic in place. And then I'm going to put my needle in, and I'm going to turn the corner. And again, I'm just going to stitch right along a 1/4 inch seam. And when I get close to the corner, I want to hold that end. Of the elastic. And then I'm going to turn this corner, and this one, I can go a couple more stitches. This one's just going to be a long edge, and it's going to get stitched all the way shut. And when I get close to the corner, I'm going to pull that pin out. And I'm going to make sure that everything's flat, and I'll hold that in place. And back tack on the elastic. Keep my needle in and turn. Now I want to leave about 3 fingers width at the end here open so that I can turn this right side out. So I'm going to find out where I started. And that's it. That's about 3 fingers width. So now it's time to just turn it right side out. So I just reach right in there in that little hole I left. It's a small hole, but I can reach in and get a corner and push it out through that hole. And then the rest of it should come out pretty easy. And there you have it. So now we have just a rectangle. The next step is to put pleats in the end. So I have this rectangle that I turned right side out, and again I'm going to show you, you have an opening that you have to close up, so I'm just going to make sure that it's turned in 1/4 inch. I'm going to put a pin in that. I already turned my 3 pleats in with a pin in each to hold them in place, and I want to make sure that the pleats on the other side are going in the same direction. I don't want some going down and the other ones going up, so I'm going to make sure they come down in the same direction, and I will put pins in those ones as well. And really, I don't measure, I've just been eyeballing them. And it seems to be working just fine. And I don't want them to overlap too much on each other, or it'll get so thick it'll have a hard time going through the machine. So there it is, pinned and ready to go, both sides and the closure. And I'm just going to start and sew very close to the edge on the fold, across the pleats, back, and then across the other pleats, and then I'll go one more time around. I like to stay as close to the edge as I possibly can. I take that pin out as I go. I'm going to put the needle in and pivot and take the pins out because they add extra thickness there. Here's the next pin. And then again, I'm going to go close to the edge. This is the side that was not open. I just want to make sure that it's all the way turned right side out. And now again, we're going to remove the pins as we go. You can hear it's really hammering. It's kind of thick. And now we want to do a second row around, just a little bit further away from the first one. Snip your threads and you're all done. So researchers found that surgical masks made of specialized paper that is both strong and breathable were roughly 89% effective at preventing sick individuals from transmitting virus particles that are 0.02 microns in size, which is 5 times smaller than the coronavirus. Meanwhile, particles that are 1 micron in size, 10 times larger than the coronavirus, are filtered at a rate of 97%. A vacuum cleaner bag was considered the most formidable household material with rate of nearly 86% against the smallest particles tested. Falling behind was a standard dish towel at nearly 73%, a cotton blend t-shirt at 70%, and an antimicrobial pillowcase at 68%. Well, they tested how doubling up on the material could help, and in the case of dish towels, 2 layers showed a notable increase in filtration rate, a 14% jump for particles of 1 micron in size, although the same level of increased benefits could not be said for cotton shirts or pillowcases. Nevertheless, the Cambridge researchers still chose pillowcases and t-shirts as their favorite option in a pinch because of their breathability. So while 2 dish towel layers may be formidable against any many microparticles, they found the construction 138% more difficult to breathe through than typical surgical face mask, whereas a double layer of a pillowcase or t-shirt was just 4% less breathable. So while medical grade face masks were found to be on average 3 times more effective in blocking transmission of microorganisms compared to their homemade counterparts, they also concluded that makeshift masks are still better than none at all. So if you can't find any masks and you're going out there in the big wide world, you might want to make some with your quilting scraps. That's my fun project for today. Stay healthy.